Welcome to Around the Rinks, your go-to hockey podcast.
We are back, another episode of Around the Rinks. I'm Noah, joined by Brendan, Kylee, and Reece, and our producer, Liam Peace.
I'm finally joining in for one.
He's here. He's finally here. Like, what is this, 9 episodes now?
It's a bit rough.
First one, yeah.
What an honor.
Yeah, wow. Welcome, Liam.
Thank you so much, Noah.
So, we're going to start it with the big loss yesterday. Edmonton losing 5-0 against the Stars. It was a tough game. That's probably the best way to say it.
My take on it is that the Stars are on a freaking heater right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were 7-0-0 before we went up against them last night, and I think we were just in the way of them being on a heater, honestly. Not saying that, we did amazing, because we really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a question to ask you guys. If the Oilers don't make it through the second round of the playoffs, does Drat re-sign? Because he is a free agent this summer.
I think I saw a clip that he doesn't want to sign in the offseason. I think he wants to play the season out. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure where I saw that. I think I saw that last night.
Yeah.
But that's scary. That's a scary thought if you don't get him done during the offseason, which I think I heard that about Matthews as well, but he did eventually sign right before the season start. So I feel like you should try to get him done as soon as possible, but second round, I don't know.
I don't know. They might get bounced in the first round.
Yeah, right?
Don't say
I don't
that.
Well, it's serious though. Like it's loaded up right now. It's no cakewalk, and I don't know. Maybe it's naive, but I don't really see him leaving. It might be a short-term contract, but the window is right now. Like he might sign for 3 years and then be gone. But tell me that there's a better opportunity with a team with money that you can go to and have the same shot as you do in Edmonton. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, it could definitely happen, but I don't know. I think I could look back on this and be like, oh, you were crazy, but I think he's definitely re-signing. It might not. I think it's exactly what you were saying. Like, I think it might be like 4 or 5 years. It won't be the full 8, but I think he'll definitely be back, like both of them.
At what point, though, does Draisaitl go, I'm tired of being McDavid's sidekick? This is my
He's
team.
not his sidekick, though.
If you're talking about star power, it's Connor McDavid's team still. Yes, Draisaitl is as amazing as he is, but it's still McDavid's team. And now even Zach Hyman's getting more headlines than Draisaitl is this season. So what time do you go, if I go to a team where I'm the number one guy, I'm the main market, put the C on my chest kind of thing, he deserves that. He's as good as anyone.
I don't think he really cares.
I don't think he really does.
Honestly,
I think
this
that's the difference between the sports you watch and the hockey players.
Yeah, I was going to make the same point. Like, if it was the NBA, he's as good as gone. Right?
Yeah.
Like, even the NFL, it seems like, big paydays and egos and whatnot. And hockey typically, like, other than JT, who's a big free agent that's moved in any recent memory? Like,
that's what I was just saying to my buddy is, like, if either one of them, let alone both of them, end up going to free agency, they're the biggest free agents in history, pretty much.
Yeah, my next question was going to be if Drat does leave, what do we think McDavid's doing? Because he's got 2 years. He doesn't have very much
I
left
think it's kind of the Crosby
contract.
effect. I think he's staying in Edmonton. I think he wants to stay in Edmonton. It's just the best look for a career as an individual, staying with the team that drafted you, staying loyal.
it's your team.
It's your
right?
team. It's
and he's
his
still
team, right?
young, realistically,
No,
right?
yeah,
he's
what,
27.
Still getting better.
27.
Just turned 27. pretty
Ovi
much.
won his first at 31. Stamkos did at 30. Like, it's not like these teams are, Crosby was kind of an anomaly in that sense where you wanted as the first year captain, second year captain, kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Obviously it's a worry and it's scary. It's like the boogeyman keeps me up at night, but I'm not super worried about it. I don't think.
Yeah, it's one of those like storylines. I'm not scared of it. Yeah, I don't think it's not going to happen. I don't think.
It's kind of.
I think that's for Draisaitl as well. I don't think he's going, but you never know, right?
It's kind of like this little cloud that sits over Edmonton, just like, oh, what if they don't? What if they don't? And until they actually don't, it won't start raining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things with the Nurse signing is he's locked up now for the next 8 years after this. The deal kicks in, right? Or
I
was
think
he
it
on the
already
first year of the
did.
deal? All right, whatever.
Yeah.
He's here for at least, call it 6 more years.
Yeah.
McDavid and Draisaitl are in his wedding party, right? Like, among all the rumors that they don't get along in this and that and the fighting, like, at the end of the day, these are your best friends. Like, this is at home. I don't know. Maybe the best part of that Nurse signing, you could argue the money till we're blue in the face, but, you know, he's here for the extended future. Why would all the boys not want to be here for the extended future?
Look at the rest, too. Like, Hyman, Nuge, like, they both got, I think, another 5 years or 4 years after this. Like, everybody's extended. Like, this is not, like... The window is made to be, like, this small, tiny little thing, and I think it honestly is, but if they can have the longevity of, like, some of these guys that we're starting to see around the league play into their 30s and, like, really still be productive, then, like, this window could be 6 or 7 years. Like, who knows?
The only issue with all these long-term contracts is the money, though, right? Like, how much is Draisaitl? Like, there's a business side of wanting to stay with your friends and whatnot. It's just, can that realistically happen?
Well, kiss Fogel goodbye, kiss Kulak goodbye, right? Like,
yeah, like,
whoever jumps in for Kenny,
Mm-hmm.
we better start drafting like an actual NHL franchise, not just
Well, what about the Kane rumors?
Yeah, not just
Apparently,
old guys that
Kane's
used to play.
looking at maybe leaving this summer. There's a lot of rumors out about Kane right now because he's not scoring.
Yeah.
I
It's hard
think
to
it'll
make
honestly be
contracts
more
like
likely
that.
for a buyout.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like, I don't think they're going to get much for him for another 2 years at $5 million. Like, he's a negative asset right now. Like, he's been so even when you watch him, like, I'm the biggest Kane guy. I really have loved his time here, but it's so hard watching him right now. I don't know if it's, like, he's not confident or what, but he has, like, so many turnovers. He has no momentum with the puck. Like, can't skate from blue line to blue line at all with it. Like, I don't know.
Whenever I watch Kane, I always feel his strongest asset is his body. Just become an absolute demon going. When the puck goes behind the defenders, just get yourself deep, make contact with somebody. If you get a penalty, who gives a fuck? That's what your job is. You know?
Yeah.
I think back to your old Rafi Torres kind of thing. Just sacrifice your body for something. Maybe then goals start coming. 'Cause, yeah, his goal production is zero.
Even
It's
like a Zach
non-existent.
Cassian, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
start playing that role.
Yeah,
I
just
don't.
sacrifice your body
not-
for a little bit, right?
We need to get him back on the gambling. He has something to play for then.
Yeah.
No, can't gamble. Oh, I have to go in bankruptcy. No, let the guy gamble. He's going to put in 30.
That's why a series
on.
with Vegas. Oilers are gonna win it then.
Well, I was gonna
He'll go on a heater.
I was going to bring kind of the question back to, you mentioned if the Oilers get bounced in the first or second round. Do you think that's genuinely the way it's looking right now? When you look at how they just
No.
played against Dallas, and then even earlier when they played LA, I wasn't a huge fan of how they played against the Kings.
Yeah.
Do you kind of look at that and go, or even when they play Colorado,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, great team Colorado, but you kind of go, I don't see them going past the second round, right?
I was gonna bring up that point when Kylee was saying how much of a heater Dallas has been on. That doesn't matter. It's like they're a good team. You have to be the better
exactly,
team,
yeah.
right? Like you have to. You're the Edmonton Oilers. You're not. That team's not better than you. You have to be better than them, right? And that's how it's gonna have to be in the playoffs as well.
But a couple posts, right, early on in the game, like
3.
Yeah,
it's
like,
not like
to
they
be
were
fair, yeah.
they weren't out of it till
Honest
the
to
last
God,
5
yeah.
minutes of the second period.
That's what I said last night. I said they played a unreal 35 minutes of hockey.
Yeah, like,
for the
shots
first
were 1
35
for
minutes.
1,
Yeah,
like-
and they were dominating the first 20. They
Yeah.
couldn't get anything going after. Like, it's so much momentum, and I was like, okay, they gotta get going in the third. But
and they outshot him in the third. Like it's not like
yeah,
it was a complete dumpster fire. Other than the way I see it, 4 goals in almost 6 minutes. Like
Yeah.
and just
I mean,
everything that
5-0
could go
games
wrong.
can't happen, for them. But I mean,
And the way those 5 goals happened.
Oh,
that's
and
just
a 4-on-1 in the NHL? Are you
yeah,
kidding me?
Come on, Nurse.
And the amount of
That was
giveaways
brutal.
from Draisaitl and Ekholm, I think, had one
Well,
too.
and right in front of the net too. Like if you're gonna give the puck away 200 feet away, I mean, not ideal, but it probably won't lead to a goal. If you're giving it away in the slot,
Yeah,
you're
so
probably gonna get scored on.
Again, it's those. It's kind of like how we saw in the beginning of the season. It's those mental collapses that just that's showing up again in that game. I don't know why it's happening. It doesn't seem to happen to Dallas. It doesn't seem to happen to Colorado. I don't know why it's always in Edmonton, but
That's the scary part to me.
that is the scary part.
right?
Yeah, and usually the third period is our best period. So to see us completely give up at the end there, I was a little bit worried. Like, it just looks like once we're down, it's either we come back full force or not at all.
Yeah, if you're losing the game, you're losing. Like, Edmonton's going to lose the game.
Because what, they
It's
scored 3 goals in 5 minutes of hockey at the
Yeah.
end of the second period. Okay, I think one was, what is it, the 4-on-1. Okay, Darnell Nurse doing Darnell Nurse
I
things.
can't do that.
But then
Can't
you
do
can
that.
go
And that
kind
guy
of,
popping right out of the box. Like, it was perfect
a
timing.
bit unlucky. But then there's also, I forget who it was, behind the net, lost the puck.
Yeah.
So weak.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right after
Oh,
the
yeah.
4-on-1, and
It was-
so
it was
like yeah, they
Carrick
basically they get scored on. They send the
back home.
fourth line out
Yeah.
there to try and get some momentum going. Get scored on again.
And it was just, I think out of those 3 goals that were scored, 2 of them you could say were Edmonton giving the puck up cheaply or giving up just bad defensive plays, right? I mean,
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
okay, you don't blame Pickard at all. I thought he had a good game actually for the
Yeah,
for the
I
shots
think-
that
I think he was great.
faced. Yeah.
Yeah.
For who he is, he's been more than okay since coming.
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
Totally.
awesome. He's
I mean,
been
to-
way
no
above
fingers
expectations.
For having
Yeah.
so many question marks for who you're
Yeah.
gonna have for your backup, and
Who
you're
the
like,
fuck is
oh,
this
I'm
guy?
gonna trade for Jake Allen or whatnot. It's gonna happen, but no, he stepped up.
But
And
I
he's
don't
been-
think-
he's been good.
Just
But
too many individual errors that just give up bad goals.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can't give up bad goals at this time of the year. You just
Yes.
can't.
I do think Skinner gives up more bad goals than Pickard, though.
Yeah, but he's got a great mustache. So I mean, really, how can you hate on the guy?
like again, that's why Dallas is such a good team as well, right? You have Ottinger in net, and of course he's been shaky at times this season, but you know he's gonna
Lights
lock
out
in.
last night.
Yeah, well,
Like, he's
that's what
gonna
I'm gonna say.
lock in.
Whenever the Oilers lose a game, it's always in my mind they get goalied. Ottinger,
They get
had-
goalied a lot.
against St. Louis. I mean, Binnington just
He's always been great.
he's
in
just
Edmonton.
good. Anytime they run into a hot team like Kylee was saying, the goalie is just stands on his head, makes 35 saves. You
He
can't
becomes
do much.
MVP every time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even like in the Winnipeg series a couple years ago, like they got goalied, right? Like, and that's there's a lot of good goalies in the Western Conference right now.
Do you remember Ottinger in the playoffs against Calgary? Like the series before
Yep.
we played, like the Oilers played Calgary.
Lights out.
That was ridiculous. Like that was the best goaltending I've ever seen. Same with Demko in the bubble.
Even
Yeah,
Aiden
there's,
Hill
like-
can be an absolutely insane goalie.
And it sucks because every single goalie that we just listed off is probably teams that the Oilers are gonna have to face to get
Run through.
anywhere in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Bouchard's little pass at the very end of the game there. He literally fluffed it right to the opposite team. And that was the worst move I have seen all year. It has pissed me off how many times Bouchard just gives it away, and that one was the worst. It was the slowest little baby pass to the opposite team.
And
Right in our zone.
Bouchard actually led the team in the most giveaways that game as well.
I was
So
gonna say, is there ever a player that you love and hate so much simultaneously? What he does offensively is
outstanding.
incredible. Then you watch him defend as a defender, you go, has this man ever been in a weight room? He gets beat at the blue line every single time, especially trying to keep the puck in on a
the
on a
pinches!
power-
Oh my
God.
The pinches get me. I feel like every Oilers defenseman does it too.
And then behind
They
the
pinch
net,
in at the blue
if he's-
offensive blue line.
if he's behind his own net, he gets out-bodied, out-muscled every time. It's like, what are we trying to do here, my guy?
I'm like, I don't know. Growing up, it's always man or the puck. You know, I don't care which one you get, but get one of them.
Yep.
And you know what? You're playing beer league or some garbage hockey. You know what? I'm probably gonna just try and stand up next to the boards, and if the puck hits me, great, and if not, whatever. Like I'm not getting hit for this, but playing the Dallas Stars in the National Hockey League, maybe we try and get one of them, not just float down
or
there.
just play it safe.
Yeah,
I-
back
I-
up.
I thought this was a Woodcroft's thing, and like having defensemen go pinch up on the offensive blue line, and it happened again. I think Nurse did it last night as well. It is the most annoying thing I've seen, and it feels like it's only Edmonton that's doing it. Reece.
I'm gonna go more on Bouchard's side here. Like he's basically for every year that the Oilers sucked, what the hell did we need the most? A puck moving defenseman. We finally have one, and all anybody wants to do is bitch and moan about him. I hate it so much. He's over a point per game, making less than $4 million. There's gonna be growing pains, like for sure. This guy's playing like 25 minutes a night. there's gonna be mistakes and there's gonna be shit that goes on.
Kind of like Tyson Berry.
But like, even better. Like, Evan Bouchard, you gotta give him a break. I hate to say it, but like, holy shit, he's got 76 points.
Reece, I love this.
Like, this is
a great point.
crazy.
Sir. This is a great point.
I'll stand with that. It's Nurse that should be getting most of the blame.
Jumping from one to another.
No, I'm not. Like, you're right.
Got to be somebody.
No,
CC.
no, you're playing
CC.
you have to play your role, right? Like Bouchard, yeah, he's this young, offensive, puck-moving defenseman. He's going to make mistakes. Nurse, you're making $9.5 million. You're supposed to be this lockdown, physical, whatnot guy to rely on in every situation. And his recent play hasn't been there.
And last night, he goes and takes a stupid clear-cut penalty and then pisses and moans so much that he goes and gets tossed for another 10.
10, yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but he's one of our best penalty killers. And to lose him for the whole 2 minutes of that and then another 10 on top was banana
He's
lands.
a guy who wears the A as well,
Exactly.
right? Like, he's a guy who's wearing an A, and people, like Bouchard, probably look up to him, right? And... he's just like,
yeah,
he's annoying me, and he's been great. He's been great. Like even when the Oilers, I'm not kidding. Like,
no, you look annoyed.
I'm not even an Oilers fan, and I'm annoyed. And it's just the leadership on that team it's taken a downfall. The 10-minute penalty or getting kicked out there was just not it. He's been great all beginning of the season.
You look at the Oilers lineup. Who do you look at as actual leaders on the ice?
Okay.
You have McDavid, but then again, McDavid is just give it to him, let him do his thing. He'll help us out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at that team, who do you go? That's a player's going to step up and win you a hockey game in that last 5 minutes kind of thing.
That's why I think Corey Perry's signing was probably one of the better signings they have done.
Some of the vets, for sure.
Ekholm as well, like he's also there, vet guy.
Do we say Carrick? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Draisaitl?
It can't be Draisaitl.
I don't think
And he also wears the A
cares
as well,
enough.
right? And the way he played yesterday, and that's last two games, I think he hasn't been great. It's just, I don't know. There's not that leadership. They're not pointing to the right guys, I don't think.
I can't wait till we go 3-0 against Colorado, Calgary, and Vegas, and we record this time next week, and we are literally on our knees sucking them off.
I totally have Oilers going to the Cup final. It's that, or I like Winnipeg's chances too. But I don't understand why it's always Edmonton. I feel like has these problems. I don't. Maybe it's because we're in this market more. I see other markets as well though, but.
They play such a run and gun game too, and that's the one thing that Rinks said so far too.
Yeah,
I've had a tough time transitioning to just the way they play. Right, like you get the puck and you go, and in so many circumstances that leads to these unbelievable goals that we see in just all over. And then there's a fumble or there's a missed pass or there's something and it turns around the other way. Odd man rush, better not be a 4-on-1. But odd man rush, and it's the way it goes. It's kind of a give and take situation with the other Oilers.
I was really
it's high risk, high reward. It is full. Yep. We're going to score 7 or we're going to concede 7. And let's see what happens tonight, kind of thing. And every game the Oilers start, I always feel like I always put money on they're going to concede the first goal because they haven't got their feet going yet. They haven't started running. Second period comes.
They
along.
are not a first period team.
No, they're not. The second period comes out. Okay, shots are now 30-7, it seems. We're still losing, though. Third period, goal. Except last night. We didn't get a chance to get there. It was 5-0 before the third period started. I turned it off after that one. I'm done with this.
I was a little scared of Nobbs' response to the game, which is, he says, we still have a lot to learn.
He's so
and
boring behind the bench. I want to see something, my guys.
I want to see some
Throw
anger,
something. Like,
you know?
He got his pen put back in his pocket 18 times in that game. I go, what the hell are you writing?
I love
they
it.
scored again.
I absolutely love. I feel like having that calm presence, just like behind the bench. I feel like even in net, like if you have a calm goalie, it's the same effect,
Give me
right?
Torts.
Give me Torts.
Oh, imagine Torts coaching our team.
That's who I want. That's when they
insane.
fired Woodcroft. I wanted Tortorella. Could you imagine?
I remember you saying
Let's
that.
just fire this team up. Let's go. It would never work. Never. But it'd be so fun.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, sorry.
I think at the end of the day, like, if we want to dig our heels in and make it to the playoffs and win, we need to stop making mistakes. That is the biggest downfall for the Oilers. The giveaways. The 4-on-1s. It's ridiculous. I haven't seen that at all this season.
It's something you just can't do this late in the season. That is the main point out of this. It's like you can't be making these mistakes coming into playoffs.
We don't have a cakewalk either. We are versing very hard teams. We had our cakewalk when we had our streak.
Yeah.
A lot of other teams have cakewalks right now leading up into the playoffs. We do not. We need to dig our heels in and make it like seem like we actually can like last throughout the playoffs. We have like Colorado. We have, I don't know if we have Carolina or not. We're going up against the Canucks. We have a lot of hard teams to go up against.
I do think that's a good thing, having this really tough schedule coming down the stretch, because it shows you're either going to get exposed or you're going to show how good of a hockey team you are, right?
It's only good if they can make it good.
Not for the playoffs.
Really.
I don't know the ins and outs of this, but are you bringing Jack Campbell back into the mix for playoffs?
I think so.
I would.
Because he's done a bit better in Bakersfield.
I think he's been great in
Did they not
Bakersfield.
qualify for playoffs, I want to say?
Yeah, they did. They
Hey,
clinched
look at me
today.
go.
Right.
But do you
Look at
think
me
they're
go.
really going to risk it like that when Pickard is so, like, solid as a good backup? My dad thinks they're going to put Pickard in, like, number one goalie.
No.
Eventually.
Stu.
I say you run the 3 goalies. I think you bring
Yeah.
Campbell back up. Did
Maybe
I talk about
test-
this last pod? I don't even
Test the
remember.
waters a little bit.
But I feel like, like you said, they're all best friends, right? You bring him up. He's a great locker room guy. He's your best friend.
He could also provide a little bit of that motivation leadership.
Yes,
Like, He's
right?
an older
Totally.
head, right? Been there before.
And extremely, you still have Stu back there too, right? Like he's a younger guy. Like having him up there, I know. And then you have Rodrigue down in the AHL. Have him play the playoffs. So
Unless
Maybe if
they
we
get
bring him up.
unless they get whooped like the first 2 games, like I'm talking like 5 goals, like there won't be any chance Stu's coming out of the net. I don't think this
no,
year.
totally not.
I think
It's
this is
Stu's net.
this is, and it's not going to be like, oh well, we're down like by 2 goals in the like. I think it's going to be like, yeah, Stu, you're staying in this net,
And,
Yeah.
because he all year long he's like he'll let in the first goal and then it just gets better and better as the game goes on.
Yeah.
And that, when I say like bringing up Jack Campbell, I don't think they'll play him. I think he should.
I think-
you're just giving him backup time.
If things go sideways, I like could
I
see
trust
him
him. Even
like-
L.A. last year. Like
Yeah,
when
no,
Campbell
exactly.
came in, he was great. He was lights out, right?
Well, there was
So-
that game they went down 3-rip, and then they tossed in Campbell, and then they won 4-3, and like that Hyman overtime winner.
Well, if you can't find motivation too after being sent down as being brought in as the
Totally.
guy all year, and now you're thrust into a playoff situation, if you can't get up for that,
Yeah,
you can't get up for nothing.
Yeah, like I was going to say, like if we throw him back in for playoffs, does he like get so motivated that he does really well? Because I mean, we're giving Pickard Calgary. And I know Calgary isn't like an amazing team right now. They're at the bottom. But like that's also still like a big game for us because that's our rivals, right? So does that mean something? I don't know, but like we're also letting him play that and we're letting Skinner have Vancouver, I believe. So
Yeah, I don't know. I really hope we don't come to. Are we putting Jack or Pickard in for Stu in the playoffs? I really hope Stu and his mustache can just carry us to the
I
promised
think
land.
he's got
but-
a lot more confidence than he did last year.
Yeah,
Totally.
it's so big not being a rookie going for your first playoff
exactly.
run.
and you with zero expectation of that happening at the beginning of the season.
100%.
But I think this whole last bit has just been whole like, oh my God, the Oilers lost. Let's go insane. Like, I mean, like Colorado just lost. Like they got whooped by Columbus like last week or something. Like these,
You lose
this stuff
hockey games.
happens. Yeah,
There's
like,
82 of them.
Dallas is a good team, and I mean,
But
like
it
once
is frightening.
5-0 is crazy. But I mean, like you look at the 3 posts, and like a lot of them were like wide open nets. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
even
Carrick
like,
had
oh,
that
yeah.
chance from Nuge on the
Yeah,
breakaway,
exactly.
right?
Like,
there was.
there's-
It wasn't as bad as it seems.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think, and this is Andre's second shutout in 3 games. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
like
he's
been playing pretty unreal.
which
like
is even scarier.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Speaking of
like-
scary,
Yeah.
have you seen the last? I don't know, like 6 starts for Allmark?
yeah,
he's-
That
since he
dude.
since he waived
The
his
All-Star-
or didn't
yeah,
waive his
the
no
trade deadline.
clause. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like got 1.5 goals against
Yeah,
and a 950 save
950.
percentage.
Say, who did
Are
he
you
shut out?
kidding me?
Who did he shut out last night or the night before? I'm trying to blank right now, but He's been absolutely insane. And
Nashville.
and
Very good
now
game.
And the Sorrows. I watched that game on repeat on NHL Network just for fun.
That was a good game.
Yeah,
Tight.
I was blanking too.
I know.
I should have known that right off
I
the top of
should
my
have
head.
known. I think I watched that game or parts of it. I don't understand, but I think we should move away from Edmonton here.
Well, I was gonna say
Wait, you got one more
the
thing,
one
Ian?
the one thing that Edmonton I think does lack and could use is still that fighter, that big, tall. I'm gonna mess somebody up. Now, a team who doesn't have that problem is the New York Rangers.
Oh,
They've got a man. They've
What a
got
bridge.
Mr. Remke.
and that's where I was gonna go to last night's
Let's just
game.
talk. Let's have 2
You
seconds
are
into the
my
game.
sunshine.
I love Matt Rempe, and what a game! First 2 seconds of the game, full line brawl. If you
When was the
haven't
last
seen
time
it,
that happened? Was that Vancouver, Calgary?
I don't know.
Probably, but do you remember that
Could've been.
the other last time it happened in MSG? That's like the second time it's happened in MSG in like 10 years, probably.
That one was against Philadelphia, was it not? With Tortorella, because Tortorella was trying to climb over the bench into the Rangers bench.
Was that
I
the
can't
line
even
brawl?
remember.
I'm pretty sure that was.
because
at Edmonton.
coaching the Rangers at that
I might have
Oh,
been
is
New
he the
Jersey
Rangers?
and the Rangers again.
Maybe it was. Maybe he was the coach of the Rangers. I know Tortorella was involved in a full line brawl. I know he was because he tried to get into the other team's bench. He was on the corner just yelling at him.
Imagine if Patty Waugh was on the other side.
Oh boy, Patty Waugh and Torts. Imagine that full line brawl. That would be crazy.
But no, how old did we decide Repe was? Like 20, 21?
He's 20.
Can he even buy a drink at the bar down there anymore? Like, are you
Here,
kidding me?
let me
Just
see,
like
let me see,
Bedard,
let me
you're
see.
sitting
I'm sure
in a
he's not
hotel
paying
room.
for too many drinks himself.
Well, but he can't even get in.
yeah.
I mean, you flash that NHL card, that black
yeah.
card, and you get it anywhere, whatever, right?
2002.
So
He's as old as me. He's
Yeah.
22.
So he's able to buy a drink.
Okay,
So
good for him. But
Or he might not
To
be
be-
22
He might be
yet.
21 like me.
Yeah.
you're it's 21 down there.
Because I'm beginning of.
yeah,
So-
but like being 21 years old, 22 years old,
Big Apple.
Big Apple, MSG, center ice, and you're toe to toe. And the crowd now is chanting your name.
Well, and
Are you kidding
the
me?
thing that I thought was the coolest was there's 5 fights going on the ice. And on
they
every
only
single
show-
broadcast, it's only Rempe and McDermott.
Yeah.
That's it. The
And
whole,
that's a hard fight. Like
And that
Curtis
was like-
McDermott is
and that was like a
badass.
minute
Like,
long. Like that was a long fight that they were going.
And the refs cleared off all
Yeah.
like they're clearing the sticks and the gloves and let them go. Like
No, they did a good job.
Good.
Yeah, they did for only 4 refs and 5 fights breaking out. It's
they just kind of let them go. It was
Yeah,
very
just-
funny.
Yeah, seeing
wait until somebody dropped and then they
The
went in.
stats on the like penalty minutes and stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
if you have that, Reese, but it was insane. It
Oh,
was
God.
like
Yeah,
160.
Reese figured it out.
I got Rempe's against Matt Rempe against the Devils this season. 47 penalty minutes and only 5 minutes on ice.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I believe it was like 135 or 136 penalty minutes in 2 seconds into the game.
Right.
And he was a healthy scratch for 3 games before that, like 3
Yeah,
in a row.
probably.
So, just to confirm, the whole reason this was a thing was because the last time they played Jersey, Rempe elbowed the hell out of the man. Yeah, correct? Okay.
Yeah,
and then the guy he
didn't
fought
fight.
was talking about how much he hated Rempe for that and said like it was like disgraceful. He lost respect, and then Rempe fought him that game.
What are the rules in NHL fighting in terms of, are you allowed to take your helmet off pre-fight?
No.
Not
Because
anymore,
that's
no.
just
If it comes off, it
bullshit.
comes
That's
off.
like
but-
instigating, though.
And
Center ice,
and
center ice, MSG, take
there
your
is
helmet off.
I
Let's
feel
go.
I feel like the referees are told if the helmet does come off, the fight you have to break up the fight. Yeah, so
That's a new rule ever since.
yeah.
Was
They-
it Barrows that cracked his
Yeah,
head?
they brought that rule in, and then the first game of the regular season the next year, the 2 guys go to fight, and they both put their heads into each other and took off each other's helmets, and then went at it.
That's
but
too funny.
that was actually just probably the best moment of the year.
It
one
was
of them.
actually a good hockey game.
It was a great hockey
Yeah,
game.
and seeing Travis Green and
Laviolette.
Laviolette going at it, and I guess they like got a piece of the audio that basically Travis Green was like, none of this would have happened if Rempe just fought last game. And then they send out 5 bruisers to start it, and like, let's go.
Yeah, like
Badass.
starting with Rempe, it was gonna happen. It's a power
Well,
move.
like the question I have too for you guys, if you guys can answer this for me, why was there 8 ejections?
Yeah, see, that's one I don't understand either. Like,
There's
why
10
even...
guys fighting. How did the 2?
I don't know. I could also see.
I know what it is.
I believe. Yeah, go ahead.
I do know what it is.
Go ahead.
So
Elliot Freeman?
So I'm pretty sure. Okay, because the first fight happened, they deemed Lazar and VC to be the first fight, and any fight after that first fight happens, they're out.
Okay, that makes way too much sense.
Yeah. So it's
Lazar and VC too, though. What a comical
right?
first fight.
But my favorite one is Chris Tierney versus Jacob Trouba.
Yeah, that was brutal. But did you see poor John Marino? He's like what, 5'11", like stuck out there. He probably sees himself in the starting lineup. He's like, oh fuck, and then goes out there, and it's just him and 6'5" Keandre Miller, and Keandre Miller's looking at him like pulling him in.
Did you see when he like took him down to the ice? He like held his fist at him like while he's down. Like, I'm gonna hit you again.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it? Like,
there was a lot of mismatches going on in that.
Either goalie in that situation, are you?
I
involved?
think one of them took off a glove.
Shesterkin, I think Shesterkin was kind of thinking about it, but
I think Shesterkin like dropped his glove on accident or on accident.
Who was in net? Jake Allen?
Jake Allen.
That
Or
just
no,
would
it
have
was
been a cherry
Kakkonen.
on top.
I think it
Goalie
was
fight too.
Kakkonen.
Battle of Alberta.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like if
Doesn't matter.
I'm in that,
I wonder
net,
how
I'm
tall
not saying
Kakkonen
I'm
is.
throwing haymakers, but I'm saying I'm
it's-
getting involved in something. Why not? What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, that would have been crazy if there was a goalie fight too.
It was Kakkonen.
It was Kakkonen.
We would have had 6'2", 117.
What?
Oh.
No, 217.
Oh, yeah,
117.
Hey, he's up. He's up. I'm a talking guy, not a numbers guy. We cannot all be Elliot over here.
How big's Shesterkin?
6'1", 189. You can
go.
fact check me on that. I said that number right.
He's actually that's pretty light.
But yeah, even fight. That would have been like Fleury getting down there, like, let me go. It'd be fun.
Please, I want to see the goalie fight. There's been so many chances of a goalie, like even John Gibson a couple weeks ago. I think I remember him crossing. The red
Well, they
line.
keep breaking them up, and I'm like, let
I know
them fight.
the refs keep. It's another thing that they're doing. It's just they don't.
It's because they're saving it. They're saving it all for a huge first round goalie fight in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Or Edmonton and Calgary next game.
That's when we're gonna pull Campbell up, and
Just
then
for the
all of a
fight?
sudden it's gonna be Campbell versus Talbot.
Oh,
Reignite
No, we'll bring
the
Smitty
Smith.
back up for that
Yeah.
one.
just sign Mike Smith to
Round
like,
2.
professional tryout just for one game,
Back out of
1 game
retirement.
contract.
And he'll still whoop Talbot again.
Oh yeah, Mike Smith is an absolute animal. But that was just a great game. It's good to see New Jersey actually have some emotion in the game. Not to call them out, but it's tough to see their game sometimes. So that's why they brought in Curtis McDermott. But it's going to be a tough it's going to be a tough offseason for them as they try to bounce back. They do have Jake Allen though, who's been on fire for them since the trade deadline. I think he's got like a 9.25 save percentage since the deadline. So that was a pretty good pickup for him. But it's good to see that. I'm not sure if you guys want to chip in with anything, but
I don't know nothing about that.
okay, cool, awesome.
Quite the. I don't have anything about that either.
Yeah,
Sorry, dude.
that's fine.
You carried us, though. Way to put us on your back.
Let's move the Josh down. How about that story?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
My favorite part about that whole thing was on goal number 2.
Yeah.
Guy looks like Hulk Hogan up there with his arm around Shane Doan, whipping his shirt around.
Who is that?
And
Who
Doan
is
has
that
his
guy?
hands in his face, and that was
The
comical. I
Doan
enjoyed that.
suite was on fire that night.
Yeah, that was awesome to see.
Josh Jones scoring his first and his second goal in his first game.
And he's been buzzing too. Like I think the next game he had 2 assists, and the next game he got either another goal or another assist or something. Like it'd be awesome to see him like really pan out. I didn't really expect much. Like I thought it was like, oh cool, like he's getting drafted to Arizona, like just like his dad, blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
like
But
a legacy pick.
yeah, but I mean he was a second round pick. Like who knows what he can turn out to be? Like he could be like who knows if he's just a good top 6 forward for the rest of his career.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think he was a point per game in Arizona State. So He's a pure Arizona guy. He could be a future captain one day.
This is true.
Well,
I mean,
you got
imagine
that Stone connection.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. You got your dad basically mentoring you as like one of the best leaders of all time, probably. Like, I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting to see. Have to follow along, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Is there?
Oh.
We have visitors.
Oh, Josh Fenwick, last episode's guest. Not sure if he's coming in or not.
No. Just gave the thumbs up and
Hope not.
gandered away.
His Flames are not doing so well anyway, so.
One little fun fact that I had wrote down here that I want to get out. I really don't have any talking points on it, but just, looking right at you, Mr. Pomeroy.
Oh, boy.
Barkov has 6 goals on 18 shots against Mr. Team Canada. 33% shooting percentage. That's ridiculous. What do you have to say about that? Your boy getting lit up.
Okay.
Is this Montembeau?
Montembeau, I gave that away, man. I think to start off with Team Canada.
Montreal has sucked ass against Florida.
No, I'm not worried about Montreal.
No, I know.
I'm worried about a one-on-one matchup.
I know. I think it was last year where I think they tied a record of most goals in the first 2 periods of hockey. I think it was up to 10 or something. It was a disgusting game, and that is a big reason for that. Because Barkov is a superstar, and Florida's a
doesn't
crazy
even
good
lead his team in points or goals. Sorry.
Yeah, Sam Reinhart's a different breed, but.
I don't know. I've never heard of this Barkov guy before.
I guess Barkov has Montembeau's number or something. Right?
All right, way to walk yourself out of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to play the Finns. I think we should put our backup in if we play the Finns then with this logic.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not going to go well.
True. I guess we can talk about a little bit of the MVP race right now because Kucherov hit 130 points, which is he's an all-time franchise record holder now. Beat his own record. He's kind of on a different path now. I feel like it's every week we keep saying the same thing.
Yeah, the guy's good at hockey.
But
he's going to be winning the most points. Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
It is nice for me to finally be able to say, after months, or what felt like months of me saying, I think McDavid's going to catch him. Yeah. Finally fucking did it. Holy dying. Isn't that insane? Like,
yeah.
Just take a moment, appreciate it. But, I mean, this is the tightest race, I think, in the last,
time.
forever. Like, maybe not forever, but in a long time. Like,
yeah, especially with 3 up there.
Yeah.
Like
and
maybe
I mean,
it's
you
a
can
1
make
and
such
2.
a good argument for all of them. Like,
yeah.
Literally, like, what McKinnon's done, like,
he's
been,
streak.
yeah, like, he's been lights out. Kucherov, like, pretty much willing that Lightning team in the playoffs.
And I think by, most valuable player to, like, your own team.
I agree.
It's got to be Kuch, no?
I think so. It's so hard to say that without Kucherov, Tampa's not there.
No?
Not even close. And I feel like if McKinnon had 60 less points, like, Colorado would still be in there, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like that's...
Well,
in a way to
Point
Kucherov
comes in
MVP.
at second on the team.
Who's been insane.
Insane.
How many points does he have
Kucherov.
compared to Rantanen?
I don't know Rantanen yet, but Point
has
has 83.
No, I think Rantanen just hit 100.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
Point-
he did hit 100.
So that's kind of point proven right there,
Yeah.
right? And 17
Plus
points is 17 points.
Makar.
But, yeah.
But
plus,
Hedman is
yeah,
I think a
Makar
point per
has
game this year.
81 points.
Yeah.
Point has 83 and is second on the team. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Point still has 43 goals, though, which is... what a
Someone's got to
season
score on those assists for Kuch.
Maybe I should get him on the podcast. I have a little connection.
Braden Point is
No,
so sick.
Point.
Yeah.
I know,
What's the
I know
what's
a
the
guy
hold
that
up?
knows a guy.
Oh,
We're
okay.
9 in and we're just hearing
Thanks
about
for
it.
bringing
We'll
this
see.
up now.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get a Noah Gregor, too. Who knows? That'd be hilarious. I wouldn't be awkward one bit. Speaking of goals, though, Austin Matthews. Is he hitting 70?
No.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Ooh.
The guy's going to be shooting from everywhere. If there's one dude that can
he wants it.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Who wouldn't want it?
Even like when he scored the.
Are they clinched yet? They've clinched.
Oh,
I don't think
they're
so.
on the brink of it.
So, yeah.
They're same as the oil.
Yeah.
Like they're in,
Yeah.
but they're not actually in yet.
Yeah, they're third in Atlantic right now. 95 points. They're making it, but
How many does the Lightning have?
91. So yeah, there could be a race there for the third in Atlantic.
Who has games in hand?
Same amount.
Same. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to leapfrog, but
Yeah, it would be. But
I don't know. That dude's gonna shoot from everywhere. And if there's one person, the same as McDavid, getting to 25 points in the next 8 games or whatever it is, right, to get 150. There's one dude that can get 9 goals. As much as I hate Austin Matthews, it's Austin Matthews.
Like, it's not the most unrealistic thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like McDavid, right? Hitting 100 assists, right? Like, it's kind of like that. He can go and score 4 goals next game easily.
But I hope he gets an ingrown toenail or something and knocks him out for the next 5 games. That would be fantastic.
I don't know. It's the exact same thing that happened the last time he hit 60, right? Like, he was on pace to hit 70. Like, he was, maybe not on pace, but he was buzzing. Like, it looked like he could probably hit 70. And then around, like, the same kind of stretch, he slowed down quite a bit and, like, cooled off. But it's exactly what you're saying. Like, it's not like it's crazy bonkers to think he could hit 70 still. Like, it's just a goal per game pretty much, I think.
He is on pace for 69 right now, goals. So, either
Nice.
a couple multi-goal games. Yeah. So, he can easily do it. I feel like he could. He could just, it's like McDavid. He's going to get a 4-goal game next game, like nothing.
Yeah.
And break the record. Like, I don't know.
Good for him, honestly.
Yeah, great for him. A lot of contract talk and whatnot throughout a couple of years. Oh, he's going to go to Arizona, right? But
I don't understand where
Made it
that
work.
came from either.
yeah, that
I get
wish
you're
we were-
from there, but like that
That
team
doesn't mean anything.
stinks.
it's like saying, "Oh, McDavid's going to go to Toronto."
Yeah.
No.
no.
That ain't going to happen.
Maybe.
Oh.
I did, just to touch back on that Draisaitl thing, I did see a thing that made total sense of the Bruins moving like heaven and earth to get Draisaitl if you were to
Yep.
become a free agent.
That
That's
would
the one
suck.
thing they've been talking about forever is how they need a center. And they could probably,
Desperately.
they're
And-
probably going to have a lot of money freed up by then.
That's a scary thought.
But, I mean, who wants to live in Boston compared to Edmonton? Like,
No
come
one.
on.
Not one person ever. Edmonton's the best.
I got a little quick stat on Steven Stamkos.
Oh,
If we're just
hit
talking
me
about
with it.
Lightning. Moved the 3rd time all-time power play goals. So
Damn.
not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
3rd all-time, which
Who's
is
1
kind
and
of
2?
like, oh boy,
Oh.
Ovi and somebody else that I can't say right now. I don't know.
Why?
who. I know. I
Is it
just don't-
slur?
I don't know.
Oh.
Super Mario.
Gatekeeping.
Mario Lemieux second. Got it here. So
I've never heard him being called Super Mario, I don't think.
no, really.
No. That might be 1 of 1.
You don't know him like that?
You
I don't no, we're not really on the nickname basis. No.
Go Super. But
Lame.
Like,
But yeah, it's honestly kind of surprising because how much injury trouble he's been through, and he's
No kidding.
missed seasons, right? Like,
kind of same as Ovi though. He sits on that left flank and just hammers pucks.
But Ovi's been doing it nonstop for how long, and
Wow.
how many more games has Ovi played?
Yeah,
than
Stamkos
right?
probably just isn't drinking enough Coca-Cola and eating enough Cheetos.
See the picture of him like with Subway and Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
I
or
bet you
something like
that's a double pizza marinara sub with those Cheetos that he's having
There's
on
some
there.
meatballs in there too, right? Like Ovi's a machine.
And I bet on that Caps plane he's got his own mini fridge fully stocked with Coke Zero and Coke Original.
Yeah. Original.
Say, how much
No Diet Cokes though.
How much time? we got?
Aspartame, that's bad for you.
2 minutes. I guess that we can throw a couple fun things in here. Mikko Koskinen retiring at
Yeah,
36.
legend.
Congratulations,
35,
King.
Thank God he's gone from the game.
Well, you weren't a Koskinen fan.
If he wore any other number than 19, I might have half liked him.
Or if he saved any shots that were near his glove. I might have liked
That would have helped too.
Damn,
That
poor
would have helped
Koskinen.
too.
I do. I was actually a Koskinen fan, but I'll
I
never
understand.
ever forget the 4 goals on 4 shots that one game.
My favorite of all
literally-
time is, and maybe not
that was
Koskinen's
last year,
fault,
right?
but Sorelli signing him to that 3-4 year deal, whatever it was.
Oh my God.
And then getting fired not 12 hours
Yeah,
later.
like-
here you go. Good luck with your
Yeah,
cap.
he came in, played like pretty bad, and then he's like, "Here's 4 more years."
Actually, I want to bring up Flyers goalie.
Yeah, Fedotov.
Fedotov. Absolute great story from him, and I feel like Flyers got their goalie coming into playoffs now.
Have you guys seen how big that guy
Yeah,
is compared
speaking
to
of.
the net? I could be wrong about this. I think he's 6'9" on skates.
Yeah, I think he is 6'8" or 6'9" on skates. I
Yeah,
think he's
it's ridiculous.
Listed at 6'7", right?
It's weird. 'Cause,
Yeah.
When he came in, I think he was listed at 6'8", which everybody was like freaking out because he would be the tallest goaltender
Ever.
But then Flyers came out and like said all of his weight and whatnot, and he is listed at 6'7", which is tied for all
Lame.
So
time.
ridiculous. I mean, there's other tall goalies out there, but it's never not amazing to see someone's hips at the crossbar.
Yeah,
Yeah, seriously.
He makes
Like,
Skinner look small.
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
And his teammates, I remember seeing a picture of like them hugging him, and they're like hugging him like properly around his shoulders, and they are like a good 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
It is ridiculous.
yeah. Honestly, I love this.
Yeah.
It's all a great story too, because he got military arrested, right?
Yeah,
Like he got like full.
he was like in. I don't know,
Russian
like if it was a
cargo plane, I
camp,
think it was.
but yeah, like he was working on like planes for like a full year.
With that,
like,
and he had no hockey.
Yeah,
so-
like it's a really weird story. Like I don't really remember every piece of it, but like super like something a professional hockey player would never have to go through. And this guy like did it for a year, like
impressive.
hard labor, like crazy. Yeah.
So his story is insane. The first ever save was a breakaway from Matt Barzal.
Yeah.
So like that's
That's
that was sick. My favorite thing about that whole thing is that he has just like a pure white helmet with a couple stickers on it.
yeah. Snapped him on before the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty
get out
much.
there.
Like, but Flyers are making the playoffs this year, so they need a goalie. I think he can be the guy.
That's as good as any that they
Might
have
as well,
right now.
right? Like,
Bye-bye, Carter Hart.
yeah. Well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, no, they deserve it.
Wah, wah.
I think Philly deserves it with kind of getting screwed over and like with the goaltending situation, and they've had that Arison guy. Yeah, so. But I mean,
Arison,
like
yeah.
they've had Arison,
Who's
who's been good. He might like I wouldn't be shocked if he gets like a decent amount of Calder votes. But like I think they'll be pretty well set. And there was that quote that came out last week of Tortorella like talking about the goaltending and how like it got like super misconceived kind of like. So speaking of Tortorella, like he's been in the news a lot, but I think that Fedotov guy could be like pretty legit.
I agree. Yeah, I feel like he can be the guy. Big goalie too. So I think we are running out of time though. So this
Talk
has
about
been-
your growlers, though.
what? Sorry, what?
Touch on your
What?
growlers. Did we
My
not do
growlers?
that?
Oh shit! Yeah, I should probably
Yeah.
say that a
A
little.
little
bit.
some time.
monologue.
It's fine. I'll
Closing
go on
monologue.
it.
Don't cry, though.
Newfoundland Growlers are getting folded. East Coast Hockey League. I'm a Newfoundlander, so it's kind of a hard to see that another team out there is getting folded. I feel like that province deserves a pro hockey team. They have some of the best fans out there, great people too. So it's a really sad thing to see. It's just ownership, whatever. I don't know what it was, but I hope to see another team in Newfoundland.
Noah's currently weeping as he
I
says this.
am. It was a tough thing to see. Tough hockey story, but thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
That has been another episode of Around the Rinks, your go-to hockey podcast. We'll see you next time.